3 films in and people are still cheating death. Do they never learn?
The Review Warrior.
So Final Destination 3 was directed by James Wong and it stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ryan Merriman, Texas Battle, and a lot of other people I can't remember the names of. The film is about Wendy Christensen and a group of teens who escaped a fatal rollercoaster crash and face a bloody date with death. I just want to apologise in advance as well, guys, in case I seem a bit iffy today. I'm going through a bit of a hay fever spell and I've not long got up. So if this review seems a bit lackluster, I do apologise. So going into Final Destination 3, you think you know the formula by now. People cheat death after a fatal accident. Someone has a premonition about it, and death basically goes after them one by one. That's the general premise of the films, anyway. This time, it's a roller coaster accident, which Wendy, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, sees the premonition of. She gets everyone off the roller coaster. You know what happens. And speaking of Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she was honestly the best part of this film. She's easily the know-it-all of the whole Final Destination main characters, the ones who have the premonition anyway. She knows all the stuff. She actually makes an effort to kind of save everyone. She's the most caring out of all the people who have the premonitions in the Final Destination films. And I think this was one of her first films. There was Sky High a year before this one, and then a year later she was in Final Destination 3, and off to a good start, to be fair. You know, look what she's become now. She was in Birds of Prey, she was in 10 Cloverfield Lane, she had a little cameo in Swiss Army Man as well, so yeah, she's off to a good start. Even though he's not in the film, he's technically not in the film, you don't see him. Tony Todd, he's kind of a voiceover in this film. He plays a train conductor at the end, and he also does the voice of the Satan statue and the ride before they go on it. He may not be seen in Final Destination 3, but he's sure as hell there. I normally give a shout out to a couple of the characters in this film. This one in particular is Kris Lemche, I think that's how you say his name, who plays Ian McKinley. He's kind of this joker who he's got a bit of a sick sense of humour, as you've seen in the bit before the death with the nail guns. You kind of see him shooting at pigeons, you know, trying to kill them off, and he's just laughing after he kills one of them. It's pretty sick. But after his girlfriend dies, he kind of goes off the rails and tries to kill off Wendy, who Ian thinks if he kills Wendy off, he's safe. I hate to say this, buddy, but you've had better days. Another person I don't mind in this film is Texas Battle. He plays Luis Romero. He kind of plays this guy who's obsessed with going to the gym, keeping in shape. I wanted to be fit to be on the football team. The way he goes out is pretty grisly as well, but I'll get to the deaths after. Apart from those 3 that I mentioned, I'm not really a fan of this cast, to be honest. They could have done a better job in the film. Some of the acting I didn't think was very believable. Now, going into the deaths in this film, we have a lot of pretty gruesome ones, but they didn't really have much of an impact as they do in the other films. Like I said with Lewis's death, the way he goes out, he kind of pushes down on the weightlifts at the gym, and the weight squashes his head. That's a pretty grim way to go. And there's also Ian's death. I'm going into spoilers. Who cares? This film is about 19 years old anyway, so spoilers anyway. The way Ian goes out, he kind of dodges death when he's shot by some fireworks at the McKinley Centennial. But after that, some of the fireworks get shot into like a crane, which has a McKinley sign, which then crushes him. So I'm just like, yeah, that one wasn't too bad. This is probably going to count as my gripes now, so I'm just going to carry on from here. Some of the deaths in the premonitions in the previous 2 films, they had a bit more of an impact. You know, they were gruesome when you saw them. They made you like wince. But in the case of Final Destination 3, some of the deaths in the premonition were kind of and I don't think this is the best premonition. It's not the worst. That comes next. I'll probably do a ranking of all the premonitions after I watch Final Destination Bloodlines, but We'll get to that in a couple of days. Like I said, I don't think this one's the best premonition. Now, I'm not saying I hate Final Destination 3. I'm just saying it was a bit of a down step from Final Destination 1 and 2. Which sucks to say, because I don't mind the Final Destination films. It doesn't have the same shock value that the other Final Destination films had. And some of the build-up before the deaths as well was a bit rubbish. I didn't like how some of the lead-up in the deaths was pulled off. Like, going back to one of the deaths, I mean, the Frankie, the perv who kind of takes a upskirt picture while they're at the theme park. The way he dies, I'm just like, who cares? I'm like that with a couple of the deaths in this film, like, who cares? But anyway, that's all I got for this review. Time for the verdict.
Verdict time.
So in the end, Final Destination 3, it was okay, but it was a bit of a step down. You could tell this was when the franchise was starting to run out of steam, unfortunately. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ryan Merriman, they were good. Kris Lemche as well. Texas Battle, they were good. But some of the other cast was a bit... they were unlikable. And some of the deaths were a bit... They could have been better for a Final Destination film. Like I said before, I think this is just when they're running out of steam. So it is what it is. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to give Final Destination 3... a B-. So Final Destination 3, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or which one out of all the premonitions is your favourite? Whatever it is, comment below and let me know what you think. I've been the Review Warrior. Thank you so much for watching and checking out this video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and look forward to the next review for The Final Destination. I'm going to have so much fun tearing that film apart. So anyway, I'll catch you in the next review. See you soon.
Thanks for watching the review. Any recommendations, just comment below and let me know. Remember to like and subscribe.